What's good, everybody? We're back again with Falcons Daily here on a Thursday. I'm Craig Green, your host. Thanks again for tuning in. Again, we're over 600 subscribers, so once again, thank all of you for tuning in and clicking that subscribe button and keeping us moving and letting the world know that the Atlanta Falcons have a fan base. The Atlanta Falcons have passionate fans, and the Atlanta Falcons want to see their team win, and we want to see the Falcons in the forefront of the media discussions when it comes to all things related to successful football, not just football in and of itself. First topic of today, we're going to really focus on defense today. Yesterday we did a good little dive into the offense in terms of OTAs and Raheem Morris himself. Today we're going to focus on the defense. First topic of discussion is Jessie Bates III. He was speaking to the media on Tuesday and at the first day of OTAs, and talked about a variety of topics, talked about Jeff Ulbrich, even talked about Michael Penix's leadership style, which he also acknowledged was more of a quiet leader, more of a lead by example type of guy, similar to Jesse. But Jesse is a little more of a vocal leader. He himself acknowledged, as well as guys like Caden Ellis and Divine Diablo, who Leonard Floyd, who spoke to reporters also during first day of OTAs. But Jessie Bates, can he have another Pro Bowl season? Again, last year I thought he was snubbed from the Pro Bowl. I thought he had a pretty stellar 2024. When you look at his stats from 2024, Jessie Bates, 100 tackles, did have a sack. He had 4 interceptions and did score a touchdown, as well as forcing 4 fumbles. A very good season for Jessie Bates. Again, he scored 2 touchdowns as a Falcon, and in his first 2 seasons with the team, already has 10 interceptions, so he is earning his money, absolutely. But can we see Jessie Bates return to form in 2025? I don't see why not. I mean, he's healthy, he's feeling good, he's playing confident. What's it going to take for him to get back to that Pro Bowl level? He's already there. And can he have another Pro Bowl? Absolutely. Just depends on if he gets snubbed again by the decision makers. But, when you're in the Pro Bowl, that typically means you're not playing in the Super Bowl. So it would be even better if Jessie Bates can get that Pro Bowl nod, but can skip the Pro Bowl games because of the fact that the Falcons are playing football in February, because that is the ultimate goal. But Jessie Bates, again, has been a godsend for the Falcons. Again, 10 interceptions in his first 2 seasons, along with 7 forced fumbles, 2 touchdowns, and a total of 234 tackles. So, JB3, chef's kiss to you, my friend. You're doing a hell of a job out there. And continue with the safety position. But before we get to that safety position, again, when it comes to Jessie Bates, one thing about him is that he wants to continue to grow himself. He's not going to just rest on what he did last year or the year before that. And that's something that he talked about when he talked to the press. When he spoke to them, he told them, nobody cares what you did last year. All that matters is what you're doing right now. That's my mindset, and that should be everybody's mindset. And that came straight from the mouth of Jessie Bates III on Tuesday. So I agree with him that, everybody needs to kind of turn the page, forget about 2024, focus on 2025, and get all the things right that you need to get right in order to have a successful season. Xavier Watts is the newest Falcon in that safety room, along with Jordan Fuller. But Xavier Watts was mentioned by Jessie Bates during his press conference with the media the other day. And they talked about how he and Xavier are bonding and getting to know each other, getting that connection built. And, hopefully they'll build a good little tandem at safety. But, can Watts be another Jessie Bates at the strong safety position? Why not? Remember, Xavier Watts did have 13 interceptions his last 2 seasons at Notre Dame, led the nation in interceptions over that time frame. The man is a ball hawk. Everything that we've seen in terms of analysis on the pick, NFL.com thought that Xavier was a perfect fit for the Falcons defense. The Falcoholic thought that it was a a steal in the third round for the Falcons. But again, it has to translate to the field. But right now, things are looking up for Xavier Watts, and hopefully he will go out there and just learn and grow from the veterans on the team. And, hopefully he can just find his role and fit in nicely with Atlanta. But again, he's got the potential to be that man and be the complementary piece to Jessie Bates and give the Falcons a secondary that is formidable and scary to the other team. And continuing of giving the Falcons a defense that is formidable and scary, one addition that could help out with that is Leonard Floyd, the new Falcon wearing number 56 in Atlanta, former Georgia Bulldog. He is in town. And what expectations do you have for Leonard Floyd? Tell me in the comments what you think Leonard Floyd's maybe his stat line should be, or just his general, his general outlook should be for 2024. For him, he's going to continue to grow and be a leader. That's what he's doing. And he acknowledges that Jessie Bates is the leader of the defense, but he also said he likes to lead by example. He's not a rah-rah guy. He's said he's been following a lot of Jalen Walker, been paying a lot of attention to him, again, because they're both damn good dogs. And, he's excited to see what those young guys are going to do. But in terms of Leonard Floyd and his expectations for 2025, this is a guy over the last 3 seasons who had 28 sacks for the Rams, the Bills, and the 49ers, respectively. So I expect, I want to see Leonard Floyd hovering somewhere around that 8, 9, 10 sack number. Give me double-digit sacks, Leonard Floyd. Give me high rate of pressures. Give me some disruptions. Even if the sack numbers in there, disrupt the quarterback and make him make some bad throws. Help the Falcons get off the field defensively. Again, their defense has struggled in that third down category the last feels like 100 years. But this could really be the year for the Falcons to really field a formidable and a revered defense. It's not been the case that often. Arthur Smith had one-ish year of good defense. The Falcons defense last year, a little bit of a mixed bag. They were good in some spots, bad in others, terrible in certain moments. But again, that was last year, and nobody cares about what you did last year, just like Jessie Bates said. Now, speaking of last year, we're going to reflect on it one more time when it comes to the defense. They were 23rd in total defense last year, and to break those numbers down a little bit further, 23rd total defense. They were 22nd in the pass. They were 15th against the run, and then 23rd in points allowed. They allowed right at 25 points a game, 24.9 if you want to be exact. Can this be a top 10 unit? They have some of the horses to do it. When you look at the 3 levels of the Falcons defense, the defensive line, or really the front 7, I guess you could say, you can really make that one unit if you wanted to. But strictly with defensive linemen, you've got some depth there. You've got veterans on that level. You've got returning younger players, including Zach Harrison, who's one of the guys that Leonard Floyd has really been working with. On the side, he said himself in his mini presser, he said he's been trying to get, he called him 96. He's trying to get 96 to be a beast down low. That was Leonard Floyd's words. But again, so Zach Harrison's a guy coming back, Brandon Dorless, some of these younger guys on the bottom of the rotation, got to see them improve their game, step up their game. But also, number one thing it's going to take for the Falcons defense to be top 10 is to stay healthy. You got to stay healthy, number one. And then number 2, you got to make the plays when they present themselves. That's the other part of it as well. Again, how many times have we see pass rushers overcompensating for the quarterback, running past him, losing containment, and watching the quarterback run for first downs? How many times have we seen quarterbacks back there in the pocket with so much time to throw the football, they complete a third down that just breaks your back? How many times have we seen missed tackles lead to touchdowns, first downs, or anything that would be aggravating to a Falcons fan watching the defense? We watched it twice last year. The defense could not get off the field at Washington in overtime and at home against the Carolina Panthers in overtime. The Panthers, okay? This is not an offensive juggernaut. We're talking about the Panthers with Bryce Young, Adam Thielen, and their cast of characters. They're going to be a little stronger this year, at wide receiver with Ted McMillan and Leggett in his second year. But again, we're talking about last year. It was the Panthers. You let that one slip, and there was no excuse for that happening. But again, the Falcons defense can be top 10, but we're going to have to see it come from the linebacker unit as well. Ellis, Diablo, Troy Anderson, and again, Leonard Floyd, those outside linebackers in Walker and Leonard Floyd and James Pierce. All those guys have to be in sync, lockstep, and ready to roll. And then on the back end of the defense, of course, the cornerbacks, A.J. Terrell on one side, Mike Hughes on the other. You got D. Alford in the nickel. Can they be a top 10 unit? It's going to take everybody, really. Give me some tight coverage, man-to-man coverage. What I want to see more from the Falcons as well is jamming receivers. Jam them at the line of scrimmage. No more of this free press BS. I just can't stand it when they're 5, 6, 7 yards off the ball. They can easily run a little short route. I want to see a little bit more awareness when it comes to that with the Falcons as well. If you got a third and short, a second and short, whatever it is, no need to be off the ball against a corner unless you're worried he's going to burn past you and try to blow the top off your defense. But they can be a top 10 unit. They've got, a sack artist in Leonard Floyd. They've also got, again, Jalen Walker, a highly touted first-round pick, as well as James Pierce with a lot of potential as well. You've got Caden Ellis, who got 5 sacks last season as an inside linebacker. You've got Troy Anderson, who took a ball to the house last year, on a pick 6. You've got, again, Jesse Bates in the back end, A.J. Terrell, a Pro Bowl player. You've got, new additions at safety. You're stronger at safety. You're deeper at safety, and I think you're really deeper all across the board defensively. That was the real point of this draft, was to get this Falcons defense strong enough to carry the team sometimes, as opposed to the offense having to always pick them up. Speaking of that offense, last year, 22.9 points a game. That's not going to get it done, especially when your defense gives up 25. Guys, we will see you tomorrow with more Falcons Daily on Falcons Friday. We will chop it up for you and bring you all the newest Falcons content that we have for you. Make sure you give me a follow on my social media. It is Craig G Sports, so CRAIG, the letter G and the word sports. And make sure you give FanArch a follow as well, FanArch Co., and let them know what you want to see here on Falcons Daily. Put it here in the comments as well. Let us know what you like and what you don't like. And again, thank you all for getting us over 600 subscribers. Let's get to 2,000, guys. And if we get to 2,000 again, we may do something fun right here on Falcons Daily for all of you. So thanks again. We will see you on Falcons Friday. Have a great Thursday. Sayonara and buenos noches.